This lecture is on project risk management. If you do not try to predict the risk of your project, you are simply rolling the dice for the success of your project. The Project Management Institute defines project risk as uncertainty that can have a negative or positive effect on meeting project objectives. Some organizations only view risks as negatives and call positive risks opportunities, which is the same as what we have done with our SWOTs earlier in the semester. Project risk management tasks could include a risk management plan, a probability or impact matrix, and a risk register. Risk management plans. Just as with the oil rig disaster in the Gulf of Mexico, there was a risk management plan that assumed acceptable risk. Obviously, they are now rethinking that. A risk management plan documents the procedures for managing risk throughout the life of a project. The general topics that a risk management plan should address include the methodology for risk management, roles and responsibilities, budget and schedule estimates for risk-related activities, risk categories, probability and impact matrices, and risk documentation. Other risk plans are often used. Contingency plans are predefined actions that the project team will take if an identified risk occurs. Fallback plans are developed for risks that have a high impact on meeting project objectives and are put into effect if attempts to reduce the risk are not effective, sometimes called contingency plans of last resort. Contingency reserves or contingency allowances are funds held by the project sponsor that can be used to mitigate cost or schedule overruns if unknown risks occur. The elements of a risk management plan are methodology, roles and responsibilities, budget and schedule, risk categories, risk probability and impact, risk documentation. Let's return to the just-in-time training project example that the author gave us, the methodology. The project team will review data available from the Phase 1 project and past training programs within Global Construction to assist in risk management planning. They will also review information related to external projects similar to this one. The team will use several tools and techniques, including brainstorming, surveys, and risk-related checklists to assist in risk management. Roles and responsibilities. The project manager will be responsible for leading the team and other stakeholders in performing risk-related activities. As detailed tasks and deliverables are determined, the project manager will delegate those tasks as budget and schedule. As specific risk-related tasks and deliverables are determined, budget and schedule information will be provided. Risk categories. General categories and subcategories for risk on this project include business risks, technical risks, organizational risks, and project management risks. Risk probability and impact. Risk probability and impact will initially be estimated as high, medium, or low based on expert advice. If more advanced scoring is needed, the project team will determine an appropriate approach. Risk documentation. All risk-related information will be summarized in a risk register. Detailed documentation will be available in a secure area on the project website. Risk events refer to specific uncertain events that may occur to the detriment or enhancement of the project. Negative risk events include the performance failure of a product produced as part of the project, delay in completing work as scheduled, increases in estimated costs, supply shortages, litigation against the company, and strikes. Positive risk events include completing work sooner than planned or at an unexpectedly reduced cost, collaborating with suppliers to produce better projects, and obtaining good publicity from the project. Let's look at how you can chart the probability and impact of risk events on a matrix. The impact of the risk is on the horizontal axis. The probability of the risk is on the vertical axis. There were 12 risk elements identified for this project. They were charted according to their impact and probability. So you can see that risk 1 and 4 have high impact on the project and a high probability of occurring. Understanding and planning for these are critical to the project's success. Let's look at one last item, and that's the risk register. Here is an example of a risk register of the training project. A risk register is a document that contains the results of various risk management processes and is often displayed in a table or spreadsheet format. It is a tool documenting potential risk events with related information. This is how you put the detail in each one of the risk items you have identified as important to your project. It is similar to the work breakdown structure dictionary entries, and that detail is given to the individual elements. This is an example for risk 15, poor survey responses. Each item identified as a risk will have this type of detailed explanation of the risk. We have covered the importance of identifying risk, creating a risk management plan, probability, impact matrix, and risk register. We should have these in our project so that the success of our project is not just the roll of a dice. This concludes this lecture. Thank you.